Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. And there is, coming from Westminster, a stench. It is the stink of corruption, of backhanded deals, of collusion to try and keep an MP in Parliament to stop there being a recall vote and to stop a potential by-election. And the reason is quite clear on one side of the House. But it's not so clear on the other. There's three Tory MPs have voted against giving the ban at the committee stage. But oddly, one SNP also was against giving the ban. And this, of course, is for Margaret Ferrier. She is a convicted criminal, having travelled while under the COVID rules, having been convicted of that. And she was told by both Nicola Sturgeon and Humza Yousaf that she should resign. She did have the SNP whip removed, so she is sitting as an independent, but she is still voting for the SNP. But she has let down the people of Rutherglen. She should resign. If she had any decency, she'd resign. But she's sitting there keeping the money. Now, the vote didn't go through at the committee stage. She wasn't saved, so it will go now to a full vote of members of the House of Commons. And should she be forced out, she'll get the 30-day ban effectively, and then the people of Rutherglen, if 10% of the electorate sign a petition, there'll be a by-election and she could be voted out. This has happened before. This happened in Peterborough with an MP there, so it's not uncommon. It's not unheard of for this to happen. But we know why the three Conservative voted against it. To keep her in place. We'll address that issue. But why should an SNP MP, Alan Dorrans, vote to keep her there? She's no longer a member of the party, and you're thinking it makes no sense, particularly as both the current and the previous leader of the party suggested she should resign. So we'll take a look at this article and see what the hell is going on and why people are trying to save this woman's career. It's a weird one. Here goes. Yeah, it's an odd reason. I can't see why he would particularly do this. But anyway, SNP MP accused of closing ranks for voting against a 30-day Margaret Ferrier suspension. Alan Dorrans voted alongside three Tory MPs in favour of a 9-day suspension, which is less than the threshold for a recall vote. What he's saying is, we'll give her 9 days. There's no recall. She stays as an MP, even though she's not SNP because she's independent now. He's thinking maybe we can keep her on side. And that's not, of course, why the Tories voted to save her. But anyway, an SNP MP has been accused of closing ranks for voting against a 30-day suspension for Margaret Ferrier. Labour MP said Ayr Carrick and Cumnock MP Alan Dorrans' decision to vote against recommending the suspension was a betrayal of Ferrier's constituents. Former SNP Ferrier could face a by-election after the House of Commons Standards Committee recommended she receives a 30-day suspension for breaching the COVID rules on Thursday morning. And of course that means now it goes to the full vote with Parliament, and if they say yes, then she is done. She gets the 30-day suspension, and it's very, very highly likely that there'll be a recall, because Labour has said that they're going to push all their members to go for a recall. And I'm pretty sure the Tories will have a go, the Lib Dems will have a go. So I think it's more or less assured that if this goes through Parliament and she gets the 30-day ban, it will be a by-election. And she will be out, Anyway, ex-Metropolitan Police Inspector Dorrans voted alongside three Tory MPs in the committee against the suspension. This contrasts with SNP Westminster leader Stephen Flynn, who said that Ferrier should resign. Dorrans also voted with the same three Conservatives in favour of a 9-day suspension for Ferrier, but it did not pass. And if an MP is suspended for 10 days, they can potentially face a by-election. It is thought that the Tory MPs, and this is why I know the Tory MPs voted for it, it is thought that the Tory MPs voted for a shorter suspension as a precedent for former Prime Minister Boris Johnson, who is facing similar action from the Privileges Committee. And so if they can get her a 9-day ban and say this is now the 9-day ban, this is what you did, what happens when Bozo is found guilty in that, they can say, oh well look, it was a 9-day ban for Ferrier, it should be a similar ban, let's give him a 9-day ban, and then he doesn't have to face a by-election. So we know why the Tories did it. Again, it's the stink. They're gaming the system to try and save. They're saving her, not because they want to save her, but so they can save Boris. And it's gaming the system, and it is completely wrong. So I hope that now the fact that it has gone out to a vote for 30 days, I do want to see consistency, and I think if Boris is found guilty, then he too must, of course, face the music and face a recall election if it comes to that. Rutherglen and Hamilton West MP Ferrier lost the SNP whip and received a criminal conviction after travelling from London to Glasgow by train while infected with COVID at the height of the pandemic. Labour's Shadow Scotland Secretary Murray said, just when you think the SNP could not get any lower, Alan Dorrance has closed ranks and voted with the Tories to protect Margaret Ferrier. This is a betrayal of the people of Rutherglen and Hamilton West, who deserve and need a new MP. It is clear for all to see that the SNP's party culture is one of cover-up and sleaze, and it extends into their new Westminster and Scottish leaderships. One of the Tory MPs who voted against the suspension was Bishop Briggs native Alberto Costa. The House of Commons will now vote on whether the 30-day suspension should be put in place, and then if 10% of her constituents sign a petition, she'll face a by-election. And as I say, I think it should come to this. She broke the rules. These are the rules that she voted for, and said that these are proportionate and proper, and then immediately ignored. I've done the video. If you go back and have a look at the video I did about it, she completely ignored it, and just showed utter contempt for the constituents. They were being locked down and forced not to move, and this, that, and the other. Meanwhile, she felt, as one of the elite, as one of the Westminster elite, that she was above these rules and better than anyone else. The committee found that Ferrier's failure was not a single misjudgment, but a series of deliberate actions over several days. It also said that her actions demonstrated a lack of honesty and that she knowingly exposed others to risk. He added that if Miss Ferrier had been a public sector employee in a position of trust or leadership, she could have faced severe disciplinary consequences, potentially including dismissal for these or similar actions. It is said that she committed 2 serious breaches of the members' code of conduct. They were putting personal interest above the public interest and damaging the reputation and integrity of the Commons as a whole. And the Commons really is a whole. The House of Commons will vote on her suspension. It's expected to take place in a couple of weeks as Parliament is in recess from Friday. Back after Easter, then she'll get the vote and she'll probably be suspended. So you could be looking at a by-election as early as maybe the beginning of June, something like that. It is likely to pass following the Owen Paterson scandal, where the Prime Minister Boris Johnson was forced into a retreat after preventing the immediate suspension by launching a review of the entire disciplinary system. Dorrance and Ferrier have been contacted for comment. Neither have yet responded. Well, it's not surprising. They're probably quite embarrassed. Why he would do this is beyond logical thought, really. There's no reason why he should vote to save her unless he actually wants to save Boris Johnson's job. And I cannot see any SNP MP actively doing anything that would save Boris Johnson. So why? I think Humza Yousaf needs to question this man as to his actions. It is just bizarre. I mean, he's his own free man. He can do what he likes. But it is just beyond any kind of logical sense why he would do that. Anyway, I shall round off here, come up, and we will finish the video. So there you have it. One of the weirdest votes an SNP MP has ever made. He's voting effectively to save Boris Johnson's job. Now, I never thought I would live to see the day when an SNP MP would do such a crazy, illogical thing. I mean, let's face it, we know they do a lot of madly illogical things, with their policies and things, but really? Really? No. Yeah, but that's what it is. That's effectively what this man is doing. He is saving Boris Johnson's bacon. And I don't think that bacon needs to be saved. He brings the rules in. He has to live by those rules. He breaks those rules. I know he's waffling on, but no, if he's found guilty, he must face the consequences. Absolutely. What do you do? Anyway, I shall round off here. And it's really good food for thought, though, why this man would do that. But I shall round off here. Thank you very much for watching. If you like what you see and hear on the channel, please do hit that subscribe button right there. Ring that bell for notification of future output. Leave a like, leave a comment. Please share the video. And until next time, stay safe, stay well, always vote for 30-day suspensions, and goodbye.